What a week this has been. So many choices, so little time. This week on FOMO Fix, we have a Thug Life special on Hype Check, the new Kamal Haasan Ratnam film that starts off with reasonable intrigue and then, well, goes south post-interval. I have film critic Shilajit Mitra with me to discuss our first day, first show experience. On TV Gold, I recommend Jesse Armstrong's Mountainhead that takes you on a vacation with tech billionaires for a weekend of dark roasting. I also have the heads up on the much-loved Tourist Family, where refugee drama meets feel-good in utopia. And for contrast, I have the feel-bad thriller Stolen. Let's go. Hi, I'm Sudesh Kamath.
Hi, I'm Shilajit Mitra.
And we woke up early to watch Thug Life this morning. So good to have you here, Shilajit. Shilajit is one of the critics I really love reading. He's really difficult to please, and I thought who better to call to watch Thug Life with me.
Right.
Thank you so much for waking up this morning to enjoy/endure Thug Life, the much-awaited Kamal Haasan Ratnam collaboration since Nayagan. So, what were your expectations, Shilajit, and how do you think it went?
Right. So I was careful with my expectations. I saw the trailer.
Okay.
The trailer had given off some of the vibe was a bit off about the trailer right in the beginning.
Okay.
For me.
All right.
But at the same time, I was willing to go out on a limb because this is Kamal Haasan, this is Ratnam. They're coming together after years since Nayagan, which was an amazing, definitive gangster film they had made in the late 80s. So I was thrilled as well. Like I knew that it may not be great, but I was hoping for great moments at least out of the film.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my expectations, I thought it would be a 3-on-5 film at least, because from what we know, right, like the script's been around for long, which means there's a good reason it never got made.
Right.
So now with the Ratnam rewrite, maybe it might be a decent film to watch. Those were my expectations, and also we know that after Nayagan it's going to be very difficult to top that.
That's true.
Anything you're going to try with that combination after Nayagan is probably not going to work. So how was it?
I did not enjoy Thug Life. I thought there was a story. There was definitely a story and an intent and some amount of ambition. But I found it very dated, bloated. A lot of the ideas we've seen done to death before. There was a crustiness to the whole exercise of the film that left me bored. And as a piece of commercial action, it also disappoints. Its action is not as at the level of what we have today, what Rajamouli makes or other directors from the South makes, Lokesh's films. So it's all over the place.
Like I already warned you before, Shilaj, it's very difficult to please. So Kamal Haasan plays a version of Santa Claus with a beard who gives out death as presents, and Ratnam seems to be reverse aging like Benjamin Button, except that from being a great filmmaker, he's gone to being an amateur filmmaker who seemingly doesn't seem to understand continuity or character consistency or like even the need for a plot or anything. Why do you think that it looks like this? Because we know there's so many logical loopholes, and it's also very implausible that Kamal Haasan and Ratnam don't know screenwriting, right? Surely they do know writing.
Yeah.
They have nothing to prove anymore. They do understand screenwriting. Despite this, if like pretty much all of us who watched it could only talk about all the plot holes and the loopholes and the logical inconsistencies of shifting from Goa to Delhi just so that they can go shoot the climax instead of just meeting in a place where they can take an Uber. Why do you think that happened? Like, why do you think we are watching something that doesn't make any sense at all from extremely intelligent people like Kamal Haasan and Ratnam?
So I have two theories regarding this.
Okay.
Firstly, I think the film, it's a gangster story. It's also an emotional story of a father and an adoptive son. Right, I am guessing that's how the story must have emerged, but we know that the script's been around for 20 years and it's releasing in a context where you have these juggernaut pan-India blockbusters, right? And I feel that there was a crisis of faith regarding what kind of story and what kind of film they wanted to make. I felt they wanted to go for a much more bruising gangster drama, but with emotions forward. Like, and we expect Ratnam and Kamal Haasan to pull that off rather smoothly.
Yeah.
But I think this need to fit into a pan-India template to, have those massy moments, to sort of work in a lot of action into the story, that I think completely sort of disjointed the whole exercise. I think they sort of went wrong with that. So the storytelling and the spectacle making are kind of not in sync in the film throughout.
Yeah.
Both are sort of at a lower level that they ought to be.
Yeah, more or less, like they said that if it's a mass movie, it doesn't need like screenplay. Logic does not mean it does not need to have a logic, because people are not going to care if you shift from Goa to Delhi or like a half a dozen other locations, as long as the action is gripping. But then we have Kamal Haasan doing martial arts, which he learned from Nepal. Not from the Shaolin temple, but some
Right.
like he does it like there's this Jawan trope of, you know, like coming back from the death and like, but now this time as a martial arts hero. With his it's probably the age thing, or it could be a lot of things why it doesn't feel like a pan-India film per se. Like the plot seems a little dated. So much that I would say it's like a Manmohan Desai lost and found kind of thing, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
There is also the number of villains. There are a lot of old school entertainer elements, ranging from Manmohan Desai to like even old Kamal Haasan revenge movies like Appu Raja, Apuru Saudargal and all that. But there was still something cool about the way he would take revenge in that thing. Like we were just talking about it.
Those
the circus
machines and stuff. The circus stuff.
Yeah. So here there was nothing unique about the revenge as such. He just shows up anywhere and everywhere. Filmmakers have started believing that the audience has become dumber. That's what my takeaway from Thug Life has been. So how do you think it's going to do?
I don't think the film's gonna do well. Even in the game that he's trying to play, which is the pan-India blockbuster, we know that genre itself has evolved a lot, right? It's not a formula, right? You know, directors who do it well, for example, you know, Rajamouli. I'll take the example of Rajamouli or Triple R. You know, the action, everything's designed. You know, there's a craftsmanship to it. There's a sense of wonder. You sit in the theater and you look up. You know,
the spectacle,
and the spectacle has thought. You know, like you said that often there's no logic. I feel there's a dream logic to spectacle making as well, which these directors pull off very well. And again, you know, Kamal Haasan, Mani Ratnam, these are fine, talented filmmakers. You know,
and Rahman. We didn't talk about Rahman.
Rahman.
The only saving grace of the
film, the music actually works. The main theme song works, and a lot of times I felt, again, you know, being the film so over the place, Rahman is sort of, you know, trying to sort of catch up and make certain scenes work. There's a lot of gangsterish music that just sort of comes in, a lot of vibey rap and stuff like that. So that's a bit like, okay, chalo, you know, let's just somehow put it together. I wish he had gotten a more consistent sort of a story and a world, you know, because Rahman could really elevate it, but I don't think he was given material.
Absolutely. I think the album is definitely going to be the best part about Thug Life. There are a lot of people who believe in aging gracefully. I don't think Kamal Haasan and Mani Ratnam are believers of that. So they believe in being rebels. So they want to go all guns out, blazing, even if they're just firing blanks. Your final thoughts?
Thug Life left me disappointed. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming, Shilajit. And also, should I apologize? Kamal should, is what you said.
Yeah, to his fans. Maybe. Yeah, to fans who are really looking forward to Thug Life. Yeah.
All right. You go check it out so that you know we're not lying. Jesse Armstrong, the creator of Succession, is back, this time with a film. Mountainhead is a biting satire on tech billionaires and their warped delusional realities. It couldn't have come at a better time given how much influence these men have in shaping the world. Starring everybody's favorite Steve Carell, Rami Youssef, Jason Schwartzman, the film lands hard in a world where a meme tweeted by the guy who bought Twitter somehow became an actual government department. It's also releasing at a time when Elon Musk's Neuralink project is no longer science fiction. Real monkeys and potentially humans are undergoing trials. The phrase post-human is not just a Black Mirror twist anymore. It is the foundation of Mountainhead's plot. The result, a delightful, sharply written, uncomfortably relevant film packed with exquisite profane humor and biting insights into how the rich and reckless think and talk. And the cast elevates the material. Steve Carell, post his Michael Scott reinvention, has been in such great form. He's one of the rare actors to break out of the comedic archetype with such nuance. From playing a smooth-talking predator in the morning news to layered turns in the Four Seasons and now Mountainhead, Carell brings respectable humanity to even the most despicable characters. But it's Rami Youssef who anchors the story, the one we root for. Don't read anything, just dive in. It's that rare film that's consistently funny and scarily relevant. Now streaming on JioStar. Just when it felt like independent films were getting edged out of streaming platforms, except maybe Mubi, comes along Stolen. Set across one intense night, the film begins at a railway platform where two brothers are detained as witness to a baby being stolen. From there, the chaos unravels. The unwitting witnesses get pulled into a spiraling nightmare where every turn tightens the noose. Abhishek Banerjee leads the cast with a shape-shifting performance in a film that never lets go of your nerves. It's a tight, anxiety-driven ride that grabs you early and doesn't loosen its grip. Fasten your seatbelts, this is a car crash you'll be grateful to witness from the safety of your couch. Remember how Schitt's Creek deliberately refused to give any power to homophobia and showed us a world filled with kindness? Tourist Family walks a similar path. In the opening scene, a policeman detains a refugee family, but after being caught a brother, he lets them go. Much like the Netflix series More, this movie brings the slice of life lens to the immigrant experience. Except here, it's the refugee experience and hence the stakes are considerably higher. Young writer-director Abhishan Jeevant shift gears effortlessly between drama and comedy, setting the family in a world without discrimination or without othering. It's got that nice Rajkumar Hirani brand of utopia. That's all I have for you on FOMO Fix this week. This is Sudesh Kamath signing off from my home studio for The Hindu. Until next week, goodbye.